The mud in this fish pond is so sticky, it is just like steamed, glutinous rice. 2 years ago, the owner told me he wanted to dig out this fish pond, but then he never contacted me again. I thought he had asked someone else to do it. But now he suddenly called me to come over. I am really surprised. Later, I heard him say that this piece of land below belongs to someone else. It took a long time before he finally negotiated with them. He managed to get half of it for his own use. Today, the owner of this fish pond said to clean out all the mud thoroughly. The pond must be dug at least 50 centimeters deeper. The embankment needs to be rebuilt. That is basically all there is to it. Let us take it step by step. First, we need to build the mud pit. After digging all the retaining walls, it did not seem deep enough, so I dug up some more dry soil. I filled in a tractor path along the edge. Once that was done, I immediately drove the excavator up. First, I tried digging out a few scoops of wet mud to see how it would go. First, it is to dig everything out thoroughly so I can go down. Secondly, it is to test how deep it actually is. After probing, I felt it was still quite deep, so I simply stood on the embankment. I dug up all the loose mud I could reach. Only then did I feel confident enough to drive the excavator down, but even after going down, I only dared to stay at the foot of the slope and did not move. He calmly and clearly thought it through. He scooped out the wet mud, one shovel at a time, until he had dug out a large space. Now, it was safe. Because back then, when others came to build this dam for him, they dug out soil from a 10-meter wide area, right at the foot of the dam. Now look here. This area has not been dug up before. It is basically just 40 or 50 centimeters of soil. I just scraped off a layer, like leveling it out. As long as you reach the hard soil, that is fine. As for the edge of the field here, let us not dig too close to the top, because if you dig too close to the edge, when the fish pond is filled with water, the field above might collapse down. And the field above belongs to someone else. If I dig too close to the edge and later fill the fish pond with water, the field above could collapse. Let me tell you, between neighbors and landowners, there could be endless arguments every day. Maybe I am just overthinking it. Pick them up as you go and toss the gathered soil down below the embankment. Then use this method to move all of it out. Once all the loose mud has been cleared, use the same technique with the bucket to smooth it out. Try to make it as even as possible. As for the uneven spots, fill them in with some of the drier soil from the bottom of the pond. Try to level it out as much as possible. That way, it will be more convenient for the owner to plant crops later. That is pretty much it for piling up the mud outside. Okay, now let us start building the dam. The owner said the deeper the pond bottom, the better. That way, there will be plenty of mud. The mud at the bottom of the pond is both sticky and dense. It is just perfect for building the dam. And this kind of mud can't withstand being compacted. So after each layer is filled, I use the excavator bucket to carefully press it down. The weather forecast said there would be heavy rain the next day, so I worked overtime to get the dam built. Then it was the next morning, after I had moved a pile of dirt. Sure enough, it started pouring rain, but I have already finished the embankment's rough slope. Now, it does not matter if it rains a little. Based on my experience building embankments many times, for this kind of really sticky mud, there is only one way to do it. That is, using the bucket to push from the bottom up. Only then can you shape the entire embankment. Other methods just do not work. No arguments accepted. After finishing the rough slope, we first need to drive the excavator up. Then we make sure the surface width of the embankment is done properly. Because this kind of mud is quite special, we have to start with the top. Once the top is done, we have a standard, a reference point. Then we drive the excavator down and start shaping the slope. Guys, just look at how sticky this clay is. It is just absolutely incredible. With a dam like this, it is almost impossible for water to leak through. But even though this clay is great for preventing leaks, for us excavator operators, we actually do not like working with this kind of clay because it sticks to the bucket way too much. It is hard to shape it nicely. And let me tell you a secret. A lot of excavators easily lose their tracks in this kind of mud. After we finish the embankment, we level it as we go. At the same time, we move the excavator back, because when the owner saw how deep we dug in the front, he wanted me to dig deeper in the back as well. So I asked him, what should we do with all the mud? He said, just pile it up anywhere along the hillside. I really can't figure out this boss. He wants to pile up so much stuff on that steep hillside. Pile it up so high. When there is a heavy rain, it will all collapse. But he hurriedly said, no, Just pile it up for me. There is nothing we can do. We are just workers. Since we have given him advice, and he won't listen, we just have to do what he asks. Same here. This kind of sticky mud can only be handled this way. Pushing backwards creates a very steep slope. It leaves a lot of tooth marks. Most likely, it probably won't collapse by then. The whole fish pond took 10 hours. Overall, it was deepened by about a meter. Saved the owner over 100. Charged him 2,300. Finished the job and called it a day. Make a few hundred every day. Life is rich and colorful. Thanks everyone for your likes and follows.